I'm the founder of Victory Art, and today we're going to have our next seminar about social media. I want to say in advance that this seminar is going to be very general, and this is supposed to give you like certain overview about social media. In case you're interested to learn more about social media and go a little bit more into depth, I would strongly suggest you to join us next week on the next seminar, and at the same time to schedule consultancy with our team in order to really go into depth and discuss what you need specific help with. So in case you're interested in that, you can go to your email and you can message to curator@victoryart.eu or directly to victoryart.eu. And now I would love to directly jump to today's seminar. Well, you probably know a little bit more about us. However, we're Victory Art team, and our whole goal is to break stereotypes and help artists to build their careers and to be known around the world. We're specifically focusing on working with talented artists from Central and Eastern Europe. So at the same time, if you're Central or Eastern European artist who is interested in a collaboration and you would like to work on different exciting projects, definitely reach out to us. And I would love to mention that these seminars are sponsored by the European Union. So if you're an artist who has really amazing idea, and you as an artist, you want to basically work on cool project, partner up with different companies, with different artists, like really make an impact, I would suggest you to check their website and basically see all the calls and eventually tenders which might be relevant to you. Before we start, I would love to say that please be mindful of others when they are speaking. Keep your microphones off until the questions and answers. In case you don't want to forget the question, please feel free to write it in the chat and be respectful and have a great time. A little bit more about Victory Art. So we're working with talented artists from Central and Eastern Europe, and our goal is to give them a platform to show how talented they are. We have currently around 120 artists. We host around 1,700 artworks. It's constantly growing. So one more time, if you're an artist from Central and Eastern Europe and you really would love to make an impact, but you don't know why, you need someone to help you out, feel free to reach out to us. So as I mentioned, today we're going to talk about social media strategies and how to reach your audience. Next week, we're going to talk about how to improve your storytelling on the social media. And as you can see, we're finalizing our round of seminars. So we will still have one guest lecture. And please do not forget that we switched the date of the seminar. So how to pack and ship like a pro is going to take place on the 15th of December. In case you have any questions, feel free to message to curator@victoryart.eu. Here you can see all seminars which already took place. And I would love to mention to you that all these seminars are going to be published on one of our platforms. Specifically, these ones are going to be published at victoryart.art. So you will be able to find all presentations and at the same time, all recordings over there. So let's jump into today's topic. Well, I keep having regularly a lot of consultancy sessions or like seminars with artists. And one of the things they feel that is the most important, but at the same time, they are not able to execute properly, are social media. They are quite concerned, like, okay, I know that I should do something, but how should I do it? Should I just like post once in a month? Or where should I start? I understand that this can be very overwhelming. However, I really would love you to think about it as a lot of opportunity, because imagine you as an artist, if you would live like, let's say 30 years ago, you would have to go to a gallery, to some random gallery, which you had to actually work very, very hard to be represented by a gallery. And then if they would make a decision like, hey, I kind of like this artist, I want to give this artist a chance, then they will start helping you out, to be promoted, to be introduced to various collectors. However, social media is giving like the art world this kind of democratic like thinking or like way of development. Like it's so much better for artists nowadays than it was 30 years ago, because you are able to reach your audience much easily. You are in control of your image, and you are in control who you want to talk to and who is going to see you. So it's not some galleries, it's not some gallery, it's you. So if you really want to take advantage of this, I would suggest you to think about it, to really see the development of your career, the potential development of your career, and basically think about ways how you can make it work. As I mentioned, just if you have any questions, just contact our curator at curator@victoriaart.eu, and we can still discuss these things further. So before we start, I really want to start with like a few misconceptions people have nowadays. So I believe that you as an artist, you're probably on some kind of social media. I'm not gonna name all of them, but there are many social media, which some of them are more focused on the visual part, some of them are more focused on like a written and longer, like a storytelling and stuff. And so basically, you as an artist, you're literally able to choose what social media you want to be on. And you can, based on the social media you're on, you can already like have a better access to specific kind of group of people. The misconception, which I see so often, is that, oh, I didn't have enough followers or fans, or I don't know what else is out there, or subscribers, on social media. I would love to give you one example. Sadly, I forget the name of the influencer, but I don't think it's even good to say it out loud. But basically, this thing happened around a year and a half ago, when there was an influencer with 7.5 million of followers, specifically on Instagram. So she was like Instagram model or something like that, and she was collaborating with one very popular brand. I don't want to either say like the name of the brand, but basically what happened was that she was supposed to like keep selling their merch and mainly shirts. The influencer did not manage to sell single shirt to 7.5 million followers. Just think about it. Like even that single shirt was sold through her Instagram account. This gives you a very good reality check of how social media work, and basically that the amount of followers, fans, subscribers, whatever, does not really say anything about your quality, about quality of of your art, about quality of maybe your activities. So please do not like really compare yourself and the quality of your art based on this. Well, the goal on social media is to create a thriving online community which is able to help you promote your art. And you don't need to have like 1,000 millions of followers, but you need to have a few followers. Like let's say for you as an artist, it can be really valuable to have like interior designers, or having let's say some developers, or maybe some restaurants or some collectors who are looking at your progress, who are literally looking at your development as an artist. They are your potential clientele, and you're able to engage them. So they keep liking your stuff, they keep commenting. You can basically see it all, like very, very often, that sometimes like this is that one person who is constantly like checking my stuff, and this is exactly what you want. You don't need to have like a lot of followers or stuff. You need to have engaged audience with goal to convert this audience into your client. This is going to take time. This is going to take some research. This is going to definitely take some effort. But I want to give you like a reality check here as well, that please do not expect that you will build this audience and you will find this audience immediately in the beginning of your trying. Another thing, what I often see, but it's so complicated for like a normal, like let's say collector or interior designer, is that artists are often like putting very difficult links on Instagram, let's say Instagram, Behance, Pinterest, Facebook, whatever you want to be on. One of the best things you can do is to keep it super, super simple, because you as an artist, unless you have like a really specific artistic name, you want to be known your name and basically make people understand like, oh, art. It's so simple, but everybody understands like, oh, okay, so this person is probably artist and is creating art. I'm going to check it. But let's say if you put let's think about some very random thing like discover Earth. Yeah, it does not say anything to your audience. Like, what is it? Like, discover Earth. Like, you can feel that it's connecting with you, but it's not connecting with your audience. So please, be kind of like empathetic and at the same time respectful towards people who might be looking at your profile, because they will not be really able to understand what you want to do. What is this channel? Is this like about like some science? What is it about? So please keep it simple. Another thing which is important is to be consistent. I often have artists who are like, yes, I posted like for 2 weeks in a row on social media and I did not see any progress. And this really makes me laugh because I'm like, hey, it's like 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks will not make any difference. With constantly changing algorithms, it will not make difference at all, like in a big picture. So please be consistent. There are a lot of people who are focusing on like kind of like how to say it properly, like chasing the algorithms. So, oh, okay, so Instagram now says like that they really like Reels because they want to be more like TikTok. So I'm just gonna do Reels and I'm not gonna do anything else. And this I don't know, editing style is right now cool on Instagram, so I'm gonna immediately keep editing my photos this way and stuff. This is not the best strategy, because you will never have this kind of consistency with your art. You will never have this kind of connection with your followers when you keep like changing it, and you cannot really build up like what and understand what's interesting for them. Like you cannot build relationship with them. So make sure that once you decide to be on social media, like it can be even one social media, that you are consistent and you make people understand you. And last, like very, very simple tip, please always keep adding links, either your profile, your story, to post, especially on Instagram or TikTok. That's quite like complicated because people have to copy paste it, and I guarantee you no one is gonna do it. But always add links, always add like call to action. So it means like you navigate people to go further. Like for example, you post something and you are like, you can say like, hey, check the link in my profile, and then already people know, okay, so yeah, it's so much simpler for me to click in your profile than to actually copy paste and think that about these things as something what is supposed to catch people's attention and really like trigger them to go further, to like get to know you, to browse through your older collections, to current collections, your tag pictures, like all of these things. This is the main goal. What we see at Victory Art is that you as an artist, you have a very strong skill to literally do storytelling without really having to think about it like so much. Let's say if you record yourself or take pictures while you paint, this is such a powerful message to people without actually saying a lot, without like in social media doing a lot. So think about like playing with this stuff behind the scenes pictures. Collectors and galleries and interior designers really love these things. So this can be very strong, powerful tool to make you stand out. At the same time, please keep your account public because probably based on the fact that you want to see the seminar, you are not that popular on social media and you cannot really afford to keep your account private because you're not an influencer who has like millions of followers and stuff and you want to keep dragging like more people to your profile. No, please keep it public and use proper hashtags in order to reach the proper audience. There are a lot of great free tools online you can use for literally every social media or every platform where you can find like, oh, okay, so this hashtag is trending in my niche, what you can use. And please make sure that your photos have like a particular structure. So it means like if you want to focus on like a square format, go for it. If you want to focus on a rectangle format, go for it. But just make sure that it's consistent and it really suits your profile and suits mainly your vision as an artist. One thing what a lot of artists really feel that they have to do is to literally be on every social media. And the thing is that you really don't have to. You have to, you can be even on like a one social media, but you have to do it properly. And you have to ensure that you're good at it, that you enjoy it, and that you can reach this audience. General experience about like posting art and in general like social media for art, we see that a lot of collectors nowadays are looking for art through Instagram. So they go directly like to profiles of artists and they choose over there, or through Pinterest. So I don't know which one you prefer, but both of them have specific advantages and disadvantages. So for example, Instagram, you're probably more familiar over there. You can share like more behind the scene. You can be a little bit more playful on Instagram. However, Instagram is constantly changing their algorithm. So if you would like try to like change the algorithm, you cannot. You can just not keep up with it. And you might get very disappointed at the same time. In terms of Pinterest, people are literally looking there for inspiration to buy something, to get something. And over there is so much easier to actually go viral or like be popular, get like people to like your post, to interact with it. So think about like what's something what would be more closer to you as an artist. This self-promoting of you is essential. And even though you probably only want to create art and you don't want to think about all these things, you have to do it. You're your best marketeer. You are your best self-promoter. And you're the one who understands what you want to tell to the world. And you will be as well the one who is able to create like this kind of strategy behind how to approach the right clients. So really dive into your intuition, dive into something, and think about something what's comfortable for you as an artist in order to really improve your social media. Well, For different social media platforms, you as well will need a different marketing plan. So you cannot do the same thing what you do on Instagram that you do on Twitter. You cannot do the same thing what you do on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You cannot do the same thing what you do in Pinterest, on Twitter. So all of these have different purpose, and they will require different types of posts. So my question is, how much time are you actually willing to invest into this? Because if you are supposed to be on all social media, so let's say Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, I don't know, Behance is quite like platform. You want to post in Google Posts. You want to, I don't know, be on Be Real. Yeah, what else is there? Like there are so many platforms. I don't know anymore. You will need quite like a marketing team behind it. So really focus on something what's quite like easy for you, comfortable for you, and try to build engage audience. Not only like whatever audience, like people who randomly like follow me, or I like start doing like this dark bed practice on social media. No, you want high quality engagement. Already discussed that the conversion is the most important. So you can really have like millions of followers, but if they're not engaged, then it will just not work. At the same time, there are different tips and tricks you can play around with visual posts. So, for example, if your visual content has relevant pictures, it is 94% more likely to have like views than the content without image. And at the same time, when you compare the visual content to other types of content, yeah, it's like 40 times more likely to be shared on social media. And for example, specifically on Instagram, if your photos are showing faces, then it is 38% more likes than those pictures without faces. So try to think about what's comfortable for you. For example, I was very active on social media before. However, at this point, I really didn't feel like doing that. So what I'm doing very often is that I'm showing things without really showing my face, because I really value my privacy at this point a little bit more than I did before. So like try to think about it. Or what you can do is that when people even see like some kind of like figure or posture, they're already more likely to really engage with you. So try to even like do your research. There are a lot of great professionals on TikTok who are giving like a great tips, like this is what you can do, this is what you can do. So just feel free to go wild with that. And mainly, give people a reason to follow you. Even if you have like different social media, all of these social media have different purpose. So for example, on Twitter, you share the latest news or like real-time alerts. On Facebook, you're doing like this more storytelling content. On Instagram, you can show more behind the scenes, or like the ways how you're creating your art. Or you can be as well playful with the reels. So there are like so many amazing things you can do on various social platforms, but you just need to find really the platform which suits you. And if you want to be like really really popular among, let's say, curators, then you can even dive into LinkedIn and really just keep sharing your experiences as an artist, and maybe they will just like find you and offer you some cool exhibition. You never know. Another thing what I would want to really share with you is that please do not do these like dark band tactics on social media. So something like purchasing fans, purchasing views, doing follow and unfollow, like this became a huge problem a few years ago. Even like when you send like multiple same messages, Instagram or like any social media will just ban you. or if you post on different, I don't know, groups, a lot of same things in like a very short time, they will just ban you because they feel like you're. So if you really want to build a high quality audience, just don't do that. Do research about what your audience likes. Do research where you can find that, like maybe some groups or communities. Do research basically what they like, really, and based on that, like, just adjust your content. If you need help with this, definitely connect yourself with our curator at curator@victoriaart.eu, and we can find some spot for a consultancy and discuss all these things further. Well, in general, I would love to give you as well some kind of overview about how demanding social media can be. So 71% of Twitter followers really expect a response within 1 day. 32 expect response within 30 minutes. And this can be quite demanding as well in terms of user experience. So people really expect that everything is going to be this fast on social media nowadays. So if you choose social media, for example, like this Twitter, then of course it will be a little bit more demanding than others. So based on this, think what social media is quite like coming natural to you and will be much easier to take care of than others. Well, we're at the end of our seminar today. I would love to mention that next Tuesday, we're going to have another seminar about how to improve your storytelling on social media. This is going to be very strongly connected with the topic we did today. So definitely join us as well next week. And at this point, there's the time about asking questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute your microphone or to ask something in a chat. And at the same time, I would love to say one more time that we're going to do consultancy sessions, which will be starting on the 2nd of January. And if you scan this QR code, you're able to basically book your consultancy session already now. And one last thing is that all seminars will be published on one of our websites already in January. There you will be able to find not only seminars, but at the same time, you will be able to find all presentations. So if you scan the QR, you will be able to see it. And I feel like we have a question. Do we have a question? Oh, well, in that case, if there are no questions, I would love to say thank you to everybody who joined us today, and I'm looking forward to see you next Tuesday. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.